for all day long, Miss Gloria Mayfield Banks, excuse me. So welcome to the Renee Adams Show and Empowerment Week. We just a few housekeeping things before we get started. Please like, share, and comment on this broadcast. If you are new to my page, please follow me. And today, my special guest I have is Dr. Gloria Mayfield Banks. Gloria is a motivational success strategist who has consistently beaten the odds to achieve phenomenal success in her life and business. She overcame dyslexia, domestic violence, and a painful divorce to obtain an MBA from Harvard University and become a top sales executive and multimillionaire entrepreneur. In 1988, as a single mother of two, faced with difficult divorce, Dr. Banks began selling Mary Kay products to supplement income. This is how this all started. And within a year, she set company records. And within a few years, her business had grown to 24 million in retail sales and a sales group of over 6,000 consultants. Her record-breaking ascent to elite executive national sales director and the highest sales position was faster than anyone in the company of 50 years in history. And Gloria is only one of 3 women who currently hold this position in the entire United States. I am so excited to have her. I hope that you guys do too. Take advantage of this. This is like, an exclusive interview with Miss Gloria Mayfield Banks. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Renee, I am so excited to be here. I'm so excited to meet all my new friends from the Renee Network. This is so exciting. Hi, Instagram. Hi, Facebook. Seriously, you guys, this is exciting. We met and now fast friends. I love this. I love this.
Absolutely. Like we met like twice and that's not common to run into someone like 2 times the way that we did. So each time was like phenomenal. And I'm just glad that she is taking the time out today to interview and just talk about sales success and strategies. Because like I said before, she has beaten the odds. And most women don't even get to $100,000 within 3 years of being an entrepreneur. So I just wanted to have her come on and really teach those tips and give you guys some advice on how to level up.
Yes.
Absolutely. Right. So if you could just kind of go, I know I went into your intro with a lot of that, but in your own words, can you just tell them a little bit about your journey?
I would love to. Renee. And first, I want to appreciate you for creating a platform for women's stories to be told. I tell people all the time that when you hear just one more story, that gives you one more hope and it inspires your dream to be bigger. And stories have always been huge for me. I find something in everybody's story. I might laugh a little bit. I might cry a little bit. I might be very reflective, but I want to appreciate you because it's not necessarily easy and it takes a lot of courage. And I think that we need to acknowledge the fact that you're taking courage, you're asking people, you're presenting a platform, you're doing the technology, you're doing the things to serve other people as you serve yourself and serve the world. So I'm very excited about that.
Thank you.
I just really appreciate that. My story is one that I'm from Detroit, Michigan, born and raised. I was raised in a phenomenal household of parents who were just shy of 62 years. And I'm the third of 4 girls. And when I was in the 7th grade, they found out I was dyslexic. So I'm very loud about the fact that I'm dyslexic. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people come up to me and they're like, oh, you tell everybody you're dyslexic. And I'm like, girl, if you get an email from me, it definitely has a misspelling. Mm-hmm. If I give your phone number, it's definitely not right. It is not right. When people call and leave a message and they'll say, my phone number is I'm like, oh no.
Okay. Yeah, I met people like that. And I'd be like, what number did you just say? Like, you just said it this way. You just wrote it out that way.
That is me. If someone gives me the number, I always say, look at this. So I hope that I give other women permission, not only if they're dyslexic, to tell the world they're dyslexic, not only that if they have children that are fighting with dyslexia, because I really run into a lot of people who cry when they tell me that they've been faced with that reading disorder, and that for them to understand the truth of it is that people that are dyslexic are very smart. They've done all the testing. They just read differently. They see things differently. It's a whole thing. Anyway, I pushed hard, finished high school, pushed hard, went on to college, went to Howard University in Washington, D.C., studied business there, worked at the grocery store.
Wow. Okay.
And that is where I learned my people skills.
Oh, wow.
Crazy? Yes.
Okay.
I mean, it certainly is the start of it. And that's a lot of what I teach is people skills. But when you're in a service industry like that, and you have to learn to keep your attitude up, and when you choose to smile at people, because every cashier does not choose to smile.
Right,
You do notice the ones that are happy. You do notice the ones that make you feel good. Then you do notice the ones that say hi, and you're like, oh, hi. So I did that, and then I went on to work for Polaroid Corporation in Boston, and then I went to Harvard Business School, and I got my MBA. And I think that's one of the most challenging times, and that is a time that I tell people that I really saw the reward of courage.
Wow. To be able to be at a prominent school like that and perform.
It took.
Okay. Everything out of you. But what gave you that kind of like motivation and focus and to be able to be a graduate of these schools?
Yes. Well, let me say this to you. My sister, who was ahead of me, Amy, she went to Howard, and then I went to Howard. And then she went to Harvard, and I went to Harvard. Our paths are very different now, but they were very similar then. I think that gave me an enlightening, and we're the only two African-American sisters who've attended and graduated from Harvard Business School.
Wow.
So it was great. And so I saw a lot. I do think that I love HBCUs. I thought that was a very fabulous thing for me. I think it's for some and not for all. So then I got married. Right before I went to Harvard, I got married, and I started Harvard Business School with a black eye. That was my first day.
Oh my God.
And no one knew. That was the first time really I put on makeup. Can you believe it? It was the purpose of makeup. And to cover up the black eye. So that was serious. And I'm going to go through this quickly so that you can ask questions or make sure that your listeners get what they want. But then while all that turbulence was going on, I finished at Harvard. A lot of turbulence was going on, and then started working for IBM. I became a top saleswoman for IBM. So I love teaching women about performing. I love teaching women about going for number one. I love teaching women about breaking records. And I love to teach women about sales. I don't care what you do. Even you had to sell to get me into this spot at this time. So I believe everybody is in some form of sales, even if they're selling themselves on what's best for themselves. So I kept going, and I was getting ready to get a divorce. So I decided to make some extra money. I had absolutely no clue that I was going to go into entrepreneurship. Like, right? None. And my girlfriend invited me to her house for a skincare class. And she said she was going to cook. I was like, I go there. She's from Jamaica.
Turn that down.
Yeah. She's from Jamaica. She's a fabulous cook. Jackie Glenn is still one of my favorite people in the whole world, one of my best friends. So she invited me to her house. I went down there with absolutely no intentions of buying anything. I didn't wear makeup. I didn't have any extra money. But I went. I bought makeup. I saw this woman make some money. I looked at her. I looked at my kids and said, we're going to sell Mary Kay. It was like that.
It was like that. Okay. Plus you needed the extra money. So that was kind of making sense to you when you noticed what she was doing, right?
Right. But I, in my head, was saying to myself, I don't have any time. I'm like, because I didn't. I literally was working a 60 to 70 hour work week. I had an hour commute back and forth to my job. I had a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old, and I was going to go through a divorce. So I clearly did not have, not even a second. Plus I was running the Girl Scout troop for my pastor of the church. So I really had no time. However, I always tell people, everybody tries to figure out how they're going to get something done. But really the deal is why you're going to get something done. Even what you've done, Renee, when you see what you've done, in my eyes, it's so huge. It is something that I enamor about you, that you would do something of this caliber. I don't know if what we if we knew all that we had to go through to get to where we went, would we do it if we understood it?
Yeah,
So we don't understand it. We just have a passionate purpose
that's
for
right.
fulfilling it. So I started and I became a single parent for 7 years. I fell in love. I was in Florida. My husband and I will be celebrating 26 years of marriage in September. We have 4 grown
Excellent.
children, 5 amazing
Wow.
grandchildren, and
Beautiful.
I am proud to be a keynote speaker. I have a business called Charisma Factor, and I'm #1 in Mary Kay Cosmetics, and I love it.
She is like super duper, like you talking about somebody that's talking about super, like being super all day long, like super bad all day long.
That all day long.
Thanks is the example of, what she says, she does it, and you'll be able to see it all the time through her, within her work on Facebook Live. And I'm just looking at her like, and she does it with this beautiful energy and smile. You're just like, damn, I want to be like Miss Gloria Banks. I mean, she does it so well. And I know a lot of you can agree with me when you watch her and you listen to her, just, being able to keep that beautiful smile. And sometimes people, they carry this really, like, you stuck up way about themselves, and she does it with she is such an energetic ball, like energy, a ball of energy, I should say.
Thank you.
And I mean, just watching her and everything that she does is just absolutely wonderful, phenomenal, inspirational. And she is definitely super bad all day long. And everybody will tell you. I mean, even when I was at the event with Cheryl Wood.
Yes.
Oh, just watching her, even then, she'll talk to you. She's very supportive of what you do. And she just gives back. And that's what I really adore and admire about her. So when I see a woman, and she's such a class act, and I see a woman that's out here doing it like that, it's like, wow, I want to do more, or become more of what I know I can become.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's a big deal. I gather ambitious women. I collect super bad all day long women. I really am really passionate right now about ambitious women who are also capable, and they know they are. You just said it yourself. I know there's more for me. I know there's more for me. We as a community of powerful women know there's more for us, and we're learning from each and every one. And I tell people that their abundance lies in their gratitude. Yeah. So the more grateful you are, like you just laid that whole thing, the abundance that's going to come to you because you did that is huge.
So for you, when you started all of this, and I'm asking this question because there in your success or in your life, it takes different perspectives to see things in a different way, to level up. And sometimes we don't see. We're very narrow-minded. Right. So how were you? Like, did you have a mentor? How were you able to be able to see a different perspective outside of your divorce, outside of this dyslexia, and being able to overcome all these obstacles and level up the way that you have? Did you have a mentor?
I did. I will tell you, first I want to say that any woman that's listening to this and she wants more, whether she's corporate or whether she's entrepreneurship, mentorship is important. And they have to know that women are very busy. And so sometimes the mentor you want may not end up being the mentor you get because they're busy. And I have seen a lot of women crushed. And that's why I bring this up, because she couldn't mentor me, but maybe she couldn't at that time. However, in the network marketing sphere, direct selling, that's a big, huge part of what we do. A big piece of it is personal development, and it's done by people who have gone before you. So I always tell people, if you have an opportunity to touch direct selling for a minute, for a lifetime, for a season, you will be improved. And so there was a woman who came, in fact, I was texting with her yesterday, but she came and taught a workshop. And in that workshop, she told me that her check last month was $65,000 for the month.
Wow.
I was like,
okay.
This was a long time ago. And I was like, seriously, for the rest of the workshop, I was like,
yeah, just blown away.
couldn't hear anything she said. I was just so.
Wow.
The power of a role model and the power of a mentor is the person who chooses to really see. You know, you said something which when you said their perception, some people would say that and they would say, no, she didn't. And other people would see that and say, show me how. So I was a show me how kind of person.
Okay.
And I think that perspective made me dig deeper into something that I didn't know that wasn't even a possibility.
Yeah.
Now that's my life on a regular or more. And
Digging
so
deeper.
I want to be that role model because women need that in front of them.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Yeah.
To be able to know that it can be done, like it's not impossible.
Right.
Even where you stand at today, it's like, I know it's more out there for me. And it's not just set in, and if I'm doing interviews, it's not just set in just doing interviews. It's much more out there for me. Not, I don't want to be narrow-minded. I want to be able to, broaden that perspective and see higher horizons because I know it's out there.
Right.
And like you said, to dig deeper, right? To dig deeper. Like I love being able to talk to different people and gain those perspectives. And so I won't be just seeing things from one dimension.
Right.
I want to see it from all dimensions, as many as I possibly can.
Right. And you have to be very careful of things that will cause you to have limiting beliefs.
Yes.
People will cause you to have limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
Discouragement will cause you to have limiting beliefs. People who tell you no will cause you to have limiting beliefs. And so I'm telling women to stay woke because there's things that are limiting your thoughts and you don't realize it till 2 or 3 years later that it's happening to you. Relationships can cause you to have limiting belief. And I don't just mean man-woman relationship, sisters, girlfriends, somebody you just met yesterday at work. Be very aware of your limiting beliefs.
When you knew that you had this gift, because only they say 1% of women reach $100,000 within a couple of years of being an entrepreneur. Like, what would you say that your one like ingredient or success tip was to get you to that mark? Like when you was like, oh, I made it here, so now I'm about to see what else I can do. I mean, you were like setting these record-breaking, moments in your career. I mean, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, I would tell you, and I tell everybody, I say, after integrity is there in your heart, and you know that you're there to serve, confidence is the number one thing you need.
Okay.
And because my confidence had been knocked out of me, literally knocked out of me, I understood and have taught women how to build their confidence. And I also know the rule is, I have these things that I call rules. It's not like maybe, it's not like could be. The rule is that when you get to another level, you must rebuild your confidence. Confidence is dynamic. And I think people get discouraged because they get to the next level and they're not as confident in that next level as they were in that last level. So they start evaluating themselves as something wrong with me. No, you just haven't reignited your new level of confidence. And you reignite your new level of confidence, you're going to find yourself at a new level.
That is so true. Yeah, because even if you think about, when we try to get to that next level, you easily go back to your comfort zone.
Right.
Just because of rejection, maybe you've heard some more rejection in your new level.
Right. Absolutely will have way more haters at your new level.
Yeah. So it's like when you've already overcome all that, there's no reason to go back to it. You only need to keep practicing to get, further along in that confidence so that you can. That's a good point. That's a very, very good point. You do need to always level up the confidence, not in an arrogant way, but just knowing your power.
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad you brought that up. Women need to stop thinking that when they are unapologetically powerful, they need to apologize for it. You must be unapologetically powerful to burst through a place that automatically belongs to you. God already gave it to you. So everything around you causes you to hold back, but it is an art, a skill set a developed muscle that says it all belongs to me.
Absolutely.
And when I get it, I'm going to be able to give more away.
I like that. Absolutely. Because you start building up the confidence. You just start feeling better about your abilities, what you're capable of. It's like one time, it's like once you make that big decision to reach that ultimate goal of yours, and you know that you're so close to it, it's all the different steps that you take to get there.
Right.
You start to realize like, wow, I never thought that I would be able to make it this far. And I know for a fact that I can reach that goal, and I'm going to set more goals for myself.
Clearly. When I tell you what people know and see of me today will be unrecognizable in 2 years.
Oh my God.
Because I know that to be true. They will not recognize me. You know what? This woman told me last month, she said, Gloria, I saw you 10 years ago. I think it was 10 years ago. She said, I saw you some time ago, and you were teaching us how not to chew gum and look presentable. Like, you just cannot look good and chew gum at the same time. He said, now you're teaching us how to make $100,000. I said, that's right. And when she said that, I was thinking of where I was when I was teaching that I needed to teach at that time in my life.
That's right.
And where I am now, and why I teach what I teach now.
That's right. That's powerful what you just said, because it is those levels when you start to realize where you were then and the kind of things that you were teaching, your knowledge base, right? It was just where you were. And now, then you go through all these experiences and you're learning and it's a different you that's being born and reborn.
Right.
And so now, you're teaching and you're actually in a different space. So now it's just because you choose to evolve that way. That's what it is.
It is a choice. It is a big choice. And when people choose to grind, when they choose to stay away from the negativity, and when they choose to excel, I think so many people don't choose to excel. They want to excel, but they don't choose to excel. They choose to do what other people think they should do. And that's why I know I am on a new, that word, what is it, trajectory?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I know what I'm causing myself to do, even when it's not comfortable. And the comfort zone does not exist.
That's right.
There's no comfort in the comfort zone. It's just a place, but it is totally not comfortable. It's
not for you or me.
So right now, Renee, I'm so excited to teach women that money matters and stop acting like it doesn't.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm changing the conversation that women are having. And it sounds something like this. Girl, you're going to be fine. I'm so proud of you. That's enough. Girl, stop. You're going to be great. You're going to be just fine. No, you're not. Okay. No, you're not.
No, I feel you.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So therefore you can give more.
Yeah, and I think it does come to that because the people that you surround yourself with, and they make it almost like you should think like that. Yes. Oh, you just fine. You right where you need to be.
Right. Right.
It's no fun when you right where you need to be. So why not keep excelling?
Right.
Why not keep?
Why not have both? Why not be happy and grateful and enjoy where you are as you quantum leap to where you know you want to go?
That's right. Quantum leap.
They meaning we, many times tell you you're great where you are and you don't have to be aspiring to more.
Because they feel like they don't know how much more is in you, right? So it's almost making you feel like that too.
Right.
It does. It makes you feel like maybe I am, and you start to get excited. But for what? You got much more in you, and it is about evolution. Yes. It's about evolution. It's about evolving. It's about learning more, taking risks, and not being afraid, and not regretting, having regret in your life. Right. That's how I see it. Because I look at some of my family members, and it's all talk. And I don't understand why nothing really comes out of it. It's like that's all you do is talk.
Right.
And I don't want any kind of regret. Yeah.
Your success makes other people uncomfortable. So when you are with your family members, they have to make you feel uncomfortable so you don't have an opportunity to make them feel uncomfortable. It's got nothing to do with love. It's got nothing to do with respect. But before you make me feel bad about what I haven't done, let me make you feel bad about what you've done.
Oh my God.
Why don't you see your kids more? Why don't you come visit with me more? Why don't you act so and so? Why didn't you call me more? I mean, it's just all these, instead of, I'm so glad you're here. You really blow my mind. I love the way you think. Your skill set is this.
Yeah.
I'd love to encourage you. Let me ask you questions. We have so many gifts that we can choose to give to others.
I love that. Oh my God. That is so beautiful. Like, I love how you said that. It's, well spoken. Absolutely. Because it is so true. And they, when they see that and you, then they want, it makes them aspire to want to do something.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's almost like they really allow their insecurities to get to them. And I look like, you have so much to be grateful for.
Right.
You have so many gifts that I see every single day within you that
Yeah.
you're not utilizing because you're so imprisoned in your mind.
Right.
You're not taking advantage of the gifts. You're waiting until you get old and can't do anything with it when you're wealth and
They're
health.
not waiting. They're not doing.
They're
It's
not
stopped.
doing
It's not waiting. They've stopped.
it.
I want to tell you about my passion about the queendom piece, because the questions you're asking me is, Gloria, why are you so passionate about create your queendom? After these years of building an entrepreneurial business and making sure that not only do I become a millionaire, but many of the women that I'm associated with become a millionaire and make a lot more money. I know for a fact, my father taught me this before I even left his home. He said, Gloria, when you become your best self, you'll be great for everybody. So look at the mirror before you go out, because if you look great for you, then you'll look great for everybody. That was his metaphor for what I'm telling people right now. Create your queendom. Become your best you. Learn how to become your best you. Reinvent and redesign your best you, because when you're your best you're best for your career, you're best for your family, and you're best for your community. And that's why I'm starting this membership course on my brand new website. I would really love people to see my brand new
Your
website.
website looks so beautiful. I just love all the bling and sparkle and
It
everything.
does.
And even on your
so
YouTube
excited.
page, your video, I was like, oh my God, that is so different. It is so pretty. I love
Thank
it.
you. GloriaMayfieldBanks.com. It's
Yes.
so exciting to watch women. I literally, this is no joke, Renee. I will be wherever I am and I will see someone and I'll say, are you ambitious? She's like, yes. I say, are you capable? She says, totally. I say, are you stuck and frustrated? She says, absolutely. So I'm moving people from stuck and frustrated to success and freedom.
That's needed.
And I'm working hard with women to make $100,000 a year. And if they're there to double that in 6 to 12 months, I'm very clear. I'm very passionate. I'm very intentional. And I think that as we open up this conversation for each other, what this gift is that you've given will make everybody open up their eyes brighter so that we can impact the world differently. And right now, we need impact.
We do need impact. Absolutely. More than ever. More than ever. Because you just don't know what the next day is going to bring.
Correct.
You can already see a lot of people having to work from home. So what about working from home, having your own business?
Yes.
Create that.
Yes.
And growing your queendom.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Working from home has been the best. When my kids were small, it was the best. When they were in junior high school, it was the best. I'm looking at my window now because when they were in high school, I could look out the door and like, where you going? Where you going? So it serves so many ways. I'm glad you brought that up.
Absolutely. So that's one of the projects that you're working on, and also as far as like more of your mentorship, like
Yes.
what do you look for when you're mentoring like a mentee, and what do you actually look for when someone comes to you and say, I want you to be my mentor?
I really am looking for women who want to give more. I believe that the ambitious woman who knows that she gains more to give more.
Mm-hmm.
I tell people, you do not become a self-made millionaire for the material things. You become a self-made millionaire so that you have better health choices, better food choices, better educational choices, better security choices. It's the choices that you make. So I'm looking for people who are ambitious because that defines their desire to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't take anyone somewhere where they don't have a desire to learn and they're not willing to dig down in their courage. When someone is willing to dig into their courage, they're
Right.
not so saturated with excuses.
Oh,
They
yeah.
are so
Yeah. They're open and
Explode.
willing.
to find a way versus to find an excuse. So when I talk to people, I know that for me to get here, I had to go under, above, around. We all know what I'm talking about. But when you want to become successful quicker, you have to go through those things faster. I teach a lot on how to set the appropriate goal because, like you said it, there's people who stay in the want to lane
Mm-hmm.
and they never get to the got to lane.
Oh, that's powerful.
They
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
I like that.
So that's what I'm looking for. I am collecting super bad all day long women who want more. I really, really am. And we're gonna have so many queendoms,
Right.
women that are super bad
Yeah.
all day long. It's crazy. And it starts with women like yourself.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And, I do, I mean, that you are someone, of course, that, again, that, when I see, I'm like, I aspire to be more like that. And it's okay to say that. Like, it's okay to say,
Yes.
I want to be, I want to become, because I know that I'm reaching towards, something much.
That's there for you. That's there for you because it's all right to copy the right cat. You have to copy the right cat. I think I think we're crazy if we see somebody that we admire, like, I don't want to be like her. Yeah, you do. Oh, yeah.
Yes, right.
I love that song. If I were you, I'd want to be me too. Like for real. Like for real.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's all the questions I have for you today. And
Awesome.
I hope that many people out there are able to get going with their lives in the best way possible.
Please let's just be clear that right now there's something in front of us that can either saturate you with distractions and cause you to settle on a couch with a bunch of potato chips, or this is when you're going to educate yourself. This is when you're going to find the light. This is when you're going to make up your mind. You guys, this is, March, April, May. We still have a lot of 2020 left.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is a made up mind that makes you somewhere else. That's why everybody's talking about a mind shift. So this is such a gift that you've given, Renee. It's such this platform that you've provided for women to see the truth. The truth. The truth.
Yeah.
Everyone else and everything else and everything we read is not necessarily motivated to tell us the truth.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's so true. And I appreciate that for you acknowledging. It's so important because that's what I live for. Like, that's what my call and my purpose is.
Yes. Yes.
And I know I'm the vessel to be able to ask those questions, to gather those stories and messages for other people to hear as well. So thank you so much for that.
We follow you on LinkedIn. We follow you on Instagram, Facebook. Same with me. You'll find me on Instagram at Gloria Banks. You'll see me on LinkedIn. You'll see me on Facebook. Oh my gosh, I did my first TikTok last week.
Yes, I saw it. Yes. So fun.
Okay. All right. Then.
Yes, y'all should check that out if you get a chance. It's on her Instagram and Facebook page. It was so awesome. I was like, okay.
Oh Lord, that was hilarious.
That was hilarious. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. So, of course, all women, Gloria, stay super bad all day long. Get into your queendom if you're not. And follow Miss Gloria Mayfield Banks. I know that you won't be sorry. You will definitely get something out of it. And one thing I want to say before I leave off with my outro is that she said this. She said, do it even when you don't feel like it. Which was so powerful for me because sometimes we all feel like that.
Right.
And it just listening to her say that, it just makes me like, I swear to God, I'd be on like a Tigger tail, be ready to bounce. Like just gone, just all kinds of stuff. Just
That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
yeah.
That's how success happens. Do it when you don't feel like it.
Yes. And I just want to leave off with anyone that wanted to be on the Renee Adams Show. If you have an inspiring story to tell, you have a product or service that you would like to promote, inbox me. Let's talk, let's chat. And hopefully we can have you on the Renee Adams Show as well for Empowerment Week. And thank you so much for joining me, Gloria. And thank you all for joining us here on the Renee Adams Show.
You guys have a great day. Great. Bye-bye.